wir dann gleich wieder streamen.
Oh yeah, of course. We can, we can meet in half an hour. I will be there. Oh, perfect. So see you in a while. Bye. I have to go. Yes, to the watch with your company. Using a customer. I will tell you later. No. Hey, what's the deal? Yeah, why am I not going? I could go as well. I was told. I'm the one representing. I'm much more representative. Let's see who wins.
Ta-da! Here we are. So we don't have a fight or something like that.
Well, we had when we shot this, but of course now everything is good. So we got our things together. We said, okay, we're live. We made the commitment. We must be live. So we covered our bruises.
Yeah.
And now we're back. Or I'm back.
No, we are back.
So this is the Maike and Lily show live at.
This is Maike, if you have not realized, and I'm Lily. So nice to meet you. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
See, we're very much in harmony today. So we've been running our own business, 𝕬𝕚𝕦𝕝𝕥, for 2.5 years. And of course, the question is always, around us, and we're often asking, how do you do this? And is this really real or is this fake? So the video we just saw, is that maybe closer to reality than hugging and so great.
You're the best, you're the best, you're the best. Yes, and that's why we said, let's talk honestly and open about the topic, how it is to be friends and founders of a business and running a business on a daily basis since 2.5 years right now. And like everybody's also saying to us, well, you are doing so much because this is the two of you. Of course, you can do it because it's the two of you. Or you can, what are, again, such arguments, but it's always like, it's the two of you. But what people always forget, of course, it's the two of you, but also there are two mouths to be fed.
And two different opinions, like we're both strong personalities. We've got our own opinion, our own ideas, our own agendas at times. That needs to be synchronized, and so that's something of course, we're saying it's great, we want to encourage, but we also want to shed some light on how we did it. And in an ideal case, you can take that information and maybe go to your best girlfriend or boyfriend, or just the person that you have been thinking of collaborating or even founding a company. And you take some of our advice and apply it to you. And if you then would give us feedback, that'd be really, really amazing, because of course we love to see everyone grow.
Yes, and coming back to the question or to the topic, so what is the base for a successful friendship business? And how can you still be friends and run a business together? Because if we look around, or there are a lot of examples, like what is one of the famous examples, like Steve Jobs and Wozniak, or Bill Gates and what was the other guy? Paul, yeah. So there are a lot of examples in history. Okay, maybe we don't know what will happen in 2 or 3 or 5 years, of course, but for the time being, there are a lot of examples where you see it starts great, but as soon as a lot of money and prestige and growth is involved, kind of the friendship is not lasting. but the business is. And also history showed that only one person stays with the business, in the business.
Okay, so sharpening our knives.
Yes, and this were exactly the questions we were asking ourselves when we had the idea to start a business together. We were also saying, well, you know, how will it be? Or I have different ideas of my life than Mike has, and then we said, okay, that's great, but this is also our biggest asset. And what is the base, so to say, for our business, even before we had the company contract written out?
Well, I want to touch on something totally, start from a totally different
good.
aspect, saying that maybe really to put it much more clear, Lily has indicated that already. But we founded our company not with a great product or idea. We founded the company because we said we can do something great together, and we wanted to spend our business lives together, but also not jeopardizing our friendship. So it was not that we met, we founded a company, and then we turned out to really get along very well. No, we were really threatening our business with the idea of founding a company. And I was really worried, to be honest, saying, well, is it worth the risk? It was clear that we can do something great, but would it be as great as our friendship? Or would maybe be our friendship simply enough? So that was it from the heart point of view. And what you're indicating is that we also said, okay, well, let's switch on our mind. And I think what would prevent us from letting little things build up and go bigger, and maybe one thing you not agree, or things go down a different road, you just say, okay, well, I'll leave it at this, things will change. And this is why Lily's been at it. We decided to kick off our company life by
a code of conduct. So this is a paper, or many sheets of paper we are revisiting on a regular basis. And there we have indicated everything related to us individually, but also related, which is more important, to us as friends and as business owners. And we have been thinking about what could happen in life that could maybe destroy our friendship or our business. And our main goal is to keep our friendship above everything else. And that's why we defined some guidelines, defined some rules, and also indicated, like, we are two individuals and have different ideas or different goals as well on the personal side, of course. And that's why we said, well, let's keep it flexible. I mean, our business or 𝕗𝕚𝕚 is here to make us happy, to give us an opportunity to create great products, to meet amazing people, to help people, to encourage people to go the step for change. And it should not limit us personally as individuals as well to develop and to create new projects as well.
And another aspect is really also to be fair, because there's nothing about if one of us wanted to have a family, or also do a different venture, become really active in sports. Yes, 𝕗𝕚𝕚 is not our life, it's part of our life, but we also leave room to certain things. But we said it is only fair if the one, shares it with the other, if there are things that are either in the room now or are going to build up now. So if you're saying, well, I'm really looking for a life partner, for example, this means some investment now, but also when you're then in a relationship, that also means a lot of time that's available for 𝕗𝕚𝕚. So the other person can think, okay, well, no, what would be my equivalent? Or maybe I don't want an equivalent, and I don't care if one of us is doing less hours, because the reward I'm getting, despite the fact that I work more, it's totally fine with me. And the other person, you can do her stuff without jeopardizing the relationship. And we truly believe that this can then turn, 𝕬𝕚𝕦𝕝𝕥 will, hopefully we're going to keep it for very, very long. We're going to pass it to a very capable team in the future. And through all those years and decades, it's going to change, and we want to keep flexible. And this is why the revisiting part is so really important, not just doing it once, but doing it on a regular basis.
Yes, and we can only encourage you to set up a code of conduct, or however you call it, for yourself as well. And you can also adapt it like for joint projects as well. It has not to be a company immediately, but if you are starting a project with somebody else, you can also check on what's important for you, what's important for the counterpart, and what's the joint goal, and of course also kind of a timeline. And also coming back to the revisiting part, why is it so important? I mean, we are living in times of changes, and we are also helping people to change their lives, to change their careers, and to change their businesses. That's why everything is changing this year, especially in weeks. Yeah, so you can only plan like for a week. So that's why it's important to revisit.
So there's the business plan.
The business plan.
For one thing, what would be another tip? Like one that comes to mind is talk, talk, talk. Meaning really take the time to talk things through. It can be a little thing as, how did you find the meeting? Going into this meeting, or what would be your agenda? Like, what do you have on your mind? Maybe also splitting roles. If you saw our video from the beginning, there was a customer and there was going to be a meeting, and we hadn't talked about this. Might have made sense to really only send one person, but we didn't talk about it. This is why then we ended up fighting in the end. And this can be avoided by simply talking.
Yeah. And to be together in business, we always say it's more critical than to be married, because if you are married, it's kind of, you should have joint goals, and you should have kind of a joint life plan. But if you have a business, of course, we have a base, and our values are the same, but nevertheless, we have still different goals ahead of us, and different things we want to achieve. Or it's like, also a customer I would take and Mikey would not take, because whatever reason, then we have to find a compromise, and everything gets really complicated and really tough as soon as money is involved, as soon as a company is involved. And that's why it's really, really important to figure those things out. And the most important thing is to trust each other and to respect each other, and to work every single day on the friendship on the one hand, and also on the business partnership as well. Right?
Absolutely. And we could probably go on and on for hours. And we often share those stories also with you. But if you really have, are in doubt, have a question in whatever relationship you want to join forces, please don't hesitate. This was not the original setup of 𝕬𝕚𝕦, but we've actually consulted many, many people. To be quite fair, we often then after our consultation, the venture didn't go on, so the partnership didn't go on. But this is not to say that we're really bitchy. This is to say that we asked the right questions to the team, saying, well, what are your life goals? How much time do you want to spend on it? What is your level of commitment? What do you want to achieve? How do you work? Do you get along with each other? What are your different communications and whatever style? And if someone poses those questions to you, then it really speeds up the process, and you'll sooner than later find out whether that really makes sense. Or maybe it's not a company, maybe it's really just having one event together. And this is totally fine.
Absolutely. So I think this is it
for today.
For today, from our insights of being friends and founders. And if you have any questions or if you are right now in a situation where you think, well, should I found a company with my best friend, yes or no? Reach out to us. We would love to talk and also ask you the tricky questions Michael just mentioned. And yeah.
Don't forget to follow our channel and turn on the notifications button. And next month, as a sneak preview, the whole month, probably the whole month, let's see, but a lot of topics of the month is going to be leadership.
Yes, and we are totally excited about it. And yeah, see you soon. Don't forget to subscribe.